All right, so this is week number 6, and in this week you are going to work on a case study. If you remember, uh, in week number 4, when you ended up week number 4 lab, there was a case study given, right? The case study was for income classification. Am I right? Have you worked on a case study? Yeah, it worked. No? Okay, no worries. So this week you are going to work on the same case study and you are going to prepare a report on that. Okay, so let me open the file, workbook file. You can get the workbook under lab 6. So this is lab workbook. Let me download this. All right, so this is the attendance code. I want you to mark your attendance first. Please mark your attendance. Okay, is it done? Can I start now? Is it done? Attendance done? Okay. Now, I want you to focus on the screen for next 5 to 10 minutes. Then you can do what you want to do in the lab session. Is it okay? Okay, so this is the case study, and I have mentioned here very clearly you need to follow the instructions in order to complete the task given in this lab session. All right, so this is the case study, and the data set which you are going to use in this case study. You can get the data set from this URL. Let me open the URL. So if you want to download the dataset, just click here to download the dataset. If you want to use the dataset provided by me, then you can get it from this location. So the point number 1, it says that you can open the UCI website, that is this website, to get the dataset. Is this point clear? This is the first option. The alternative approach is you can get the dataset from the Brightspace. If you want to get the dataset from the Brightspace, the location is this. You need to open content, weekly topics and learning materials, week 6, and then dataset folder, and then you will get your dataset. So let me show it to you. So week 6, so this is content. In content, weekly topics and learning materials, week 6, and the dataset, and click here to download the dataset. Is this point clear? Yeah. So this is the first bullet point. So when you will complete this point, you have the dataset in your machine. Is this point clear to everyone? Okay. Now the next thing is, let me open the dataset because I already downloaded it. So I will open the dataset to explain what you should do. So this is the dataset. If you remember, when you checked the dataset, I mean Iris dataset, in week number 3 when you implemented your machine learning model, or in week number 4 when you implemented 6 different machine learning model, that is in week before the reading week, you used Iris dataset. Iris dataset, as I said, it is just like Hello World dataset. It is a toy dataset, and it consists of just 150 instances and 4 feature vectors with one class label. Okay, so it was just a simple data set, and I used that data set to explain you how you can apply pre-processing on the data, how you can give training to your model, and then based on some model, the model machine learning model you are implementing, you can select the best model for prediction, and then you can find out quality metrics or benchmark metrics. This is what you did. Am I right? Yes. But this time you are going to process very large data set, and this data set consists of around 32,000 plus instances with 15 feature vector. All right, so you can see here all these are the feature vectors, and this the last one is class label. Am I right? Is it okay? if you want to get more information about the data set, I suggest you to check this website. The website, UCI website, here in the bottom section of this page, you can see variable table. These are the feature vectors present in the data set. All right, is it okay? Number of instances, everything you will get from here. And then you can start implementing your code. Is this point clear? Because you need to explain the data set. So this point is clear about the data set. Now the second point is, this is the data set you will get. This data set you cannot use as it is, just like you did in lab 4 and lab 3, because iris dataset, when you applied pre-processing or you used iris dataset for training and prediction of your machine learning model, the dataset was already organized. It was stored. The information was clearly presented. Here, if you will see the dataset, it consists of null values. Dataset is not organized. It is not in data frame. Okay, so what you need to do, you need to first read the data set, store the data set in the data frame, and apply data cleaning, which you have not done so far. In week number 3rd and week number 4th, you just applied data pre-processing, not data cleaning. So in this lab, you will first start with data cleaning. Okay, so let me now move to the next point, that is this point, that is here. Where is, yeah, this one. So you can see here, this is the data set you are going to use. This is the raw data, and you cannot process it in its current form. So what you need to do, you need to complete data cleaning. So the necessity of data cleaning is clear or not? Why we are applying data cleaning? Is it clear? Okay, so in order to do the data cleaning, what you have to do, you have not to start from the scratch. You need to first understand predefined functions which you can use for data cleaning. Okay, I am preparing a complete program for data cleaning, data pre-processing, and it is almost done. Okay, which I will share with you with explanation. Okay, which I will share with you hopefully before starting the next week. Okay, so that you can read, you can understand, like if nominal, ordinal value, like the question you asked about the data. So how to deal with such data, which model I should select, mapping ordinal features. If you are going to map encoding, one student asked about the encoding in the lecture yesterday. So how to do the encoding, this perform one hot encoding on nominal features. So I have explained everything one by one. I'm preparing this and partitioning the data set. What is the criteria? If you remember, when I was talking about data set preparation, and I explained you need to divide the data in two parts, training data set and test data set. So what is the ratio? 30%, 70%, 60%, 40%, 80%, 20%, or in some research paper, when you are reading a research paper, when you will start preparing your report, you will come across some literature where some researchers, while implementing their model, what they did, 99% training data, 1% test data. Some researchers, they use 90% training data, 10% test data. So what is the criteria? What is the standard way of splitting? So I have explained everything in this document. Okay, about data set preparation, choosing an appropriate ratio. Can you see it here? So 60%, 40%, 30, 70%, 30%, 80%, 20%, depending on the size of the initial data. Some researchers, they use 90%, 10%, 99%, 1%. If the data set is very, very large, for example, I have given this example, you can see training data set. So this much will be enough for test data set. This data set itself is a large data set. 1% is large, around 20,000 instances. It's a huge. So you need to see the size of the data. For example, if we talk about iris data set, it is a toy data set. So if you are splitting 60-40, your model will not be able to show you the good behavior, or you will not be able to make your model learn enough to predict the correct value. Maybe if you will use more data, your model will show more error. So accuracy, you are compromising with accuracy. Is it clear? So these are the things I have given in this program, and when you will read, you will get a clear idea. And my plan is to cover one lab session on explaining regularization and specialization of the data set, so that you can handle a situation called as overfitting and underfitting of the data set or model training. Okay, this is very, very important. My plan is to cover this when I will take a lecture on hyperparameter tuning and dimensionality reduction, when I will start unsupervised learning techniques. Okay, now coming back to this week lab session. Okay, so for data cleaning, what I did, as I said, you are not going to start from the scratch. I have provided the case study, I mean the complete Python program for you. So you will get a complete Python program for the case study at this location. Again, content, weekly topics, learning material, week 6, lab. So this time you need to open the lab. And when you will open the lab, you will get this programming code and you just download. And you can follow the, after downloading, what you need to do, open this Python file in Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook based on your choice, then load the data set. So now my program is here. What I will do, I will load the data in this environment. Which data? Adult dot data. I already explained this, how to load the data in the environment. Am I right? You know this? Yeah, so just click here and load the data set. So I will load my data set in this environment, lab 6. So this is my data. It will take some time. Okay, it will take some time in your machine because the data set is huge. Now after loading the data set, so you completed this step, you completed this step. What you need to do, the next step is run your program without making any changes in your code. Is this point clear? So you need to, after loading the data set, what you need to do, you need to simply run time, run all, and just wait. Your program is running. And if there is no error, then you need to move to the next step. If there is any error, you have come across any error in your program, then what is next? You need to first fix the error and then move to the next step. Is this point clear? So here, if you will start checking the code, in the beginning you will see the heading called as data cleaning. So my suggestion is you just track each line of code one by one to understand the process of data cleaning, how to handle null, how to drop any column. Okay, so these are the things you need to work on. When it is done, so you completed, if this step is done, if there is no error, program is working fine in your machine, then start working on the next task. That is, if the program works, then complete point number 4 and 5 and 6. So what is point number 4? Implement other tasks one by one. So what are other tasks? If you see this point number 5, other task means task number 5 and task number 6. So what is task number 5? Task number 5 says that 3 models, logistic regression, random forest, and AdaBoost. Now check your code. If you will check this code and scroll it down and check the training part of this Python program, then you can see here this part. So model training starts from here, importing the library. Are you familiar with these libraries? Yes? You use these library in week number 4. Am I right? And then you are using this. Are you familiar with this line number 6? Yes or no? So what is the ratio here for training and test data? Anybody? 20% test and how you got this information? Test size is 0.2. It indicates that 20% is test data and remaining 80% is training data. Now this is model. I'm creating this list and then I'm implementing. Yes, please. Random state, if you remember last week, I mean yesterday, I already mentioned I will discuss random state and other details about this data set split in the coming lab. Okay, you should live like this. This is just for shuffling. For the time being, I'm just telling you it is for shuffling the data instances when you are collecting the data. So in this model, you can see 3 algorithms have been implemented. One is logistic regression, another one is random forest, and the third one is AdaBoost classifier. Is it clear? Now check what you need to do. So 3 models have been implemented in this program. You are advised to implement any other 2 model not implemented in this program. So last week, if you remember, you implemented 6 models. I mean, in week number 4, you implemented 6 model. You can choose any 2 model not implemented in this program and add your code in the program. Is it clear? Okay, you need to find out the appropriate library, which library I should use, number 1. Which classifier you are going to use. You can use decision tree, you can use support vector machine, you can use random forest or any other of your choice. Is it okay? And add the code in this program and give training to your model, the new model. So all in all, there will be how many models? 5 models you are implementing. 3, which you can see here, and 2 more. You can add 2, 3. Minimum requirement is 2. So that you will get to know how to add code for your own model. Is it okay? Is this point clear? So this is task number 5. So once you have completed the implementation of 2 additional model, so there will be all in all 5 models. What is the next task? And your code is working fine. So it is not just implementing 2 additional model. When you will implement 2 additional model, you will get the outcome of 5 models. And then you will check the result here. Accuracy F1 score for first model, second model, third model, and 2 more model. For example, let me assume I am a student. I selected care nearest neighbor and decision tree. Okay, and I got to know that decision tree model is showing better performance over other 4 models. So what you need to do? You need to use decision tree model for prediction. Are you getting my point? And then complete the program. Is it okay? So you are going to add code from your side in this case study program. Is this point clear, guys? So once it is done, then you need to do the task number 6. You need to prepare a report. The maximum length of your report should be 2 page only, not more than 2 page. Okay, when you are preparing your report, you need to focus on 4 tasks. Describe problem definition, because you are going to write problem definition for your assignment also. And if you remember, I mentioned it very clearly in the class yesterday. The problem definition, hypothesis, aim and objective you have included in your proposal is not clear. Okay, so that is the reason I have given this type of activities. When you will prepare, I will provide the feedback. You will get an idea, oh, this is how I should present. Is it okay? So prepare problem definition, discuss about the data set. When you are working on a case study, or in future when you will work for industry, you need to understand the data set. So this is how you can explain the data set. When you will refer the website, UCI website, you will get more idea about the data set. Discuss the data set. Is this point clear? Then describe machine learning methods implemented. So how many methods you will describe? 5. The explanation of these 3 models are given. Some idea about these 3 models are already given here. Okay, you need to do some research. 3 models, 2 additional model. Okay, so these 3 models are given. So when you are presenting your answer, I noted that you are not using online resources, or you are using, you are not including it as you are not citing the existing, I mean the literature or online resources you are using. So please cite, so that I can understand where you are struggling. You are including the references and citation in a correct way or not. Is it okay? Then describe your models. So all in all 5 models you are describing. And lastly, your evaluation, analysis, and what is your finding after implementing 5 models. Is it okay? Once you are done, what you need to do? Open assignment submission box, and here you can see case study. The deadline is 22nd of March, so you have ample of time. Okay, just 2-page report and submit here. Is it okay? Is this point clear? Instructions are given here. So when you will open it as a student, then you will be able to see the instructions. So see, so prepare 2-page report only. Submission deadline is this. You can cite and include references when you are preparing your report. Is this point clear? Yes, please. So are we submitting the code? No, just the report, your findings. When you are preparing your report, code is for the implementation. See, what I explained. Have you attended my lecture yesterday? So what I said, for your assignment, you are going to submit 2 components. One is your report, another one is the code. So I am giving a training to you. Like you are giving training to your machine learning model, I am giving training to you how to prepare a report. The mistake student make at the end of, when the time comes for submitting final report, they get confused. Should I submit this just code or a separate report? Should I prepare a PDF of my code and submit? So the idea is report, just the report, and code, just code. Okay, in code you can explain, you can add comment in code, like I generally add. If you'll see my code, I add comments in my code. You got the answer of your question. In the report should focus on just this. So suppose I am a student, I am preparing my report. Okay, let me help you with this. So my report, check this. So this is the name of my file, case study report. Okay, so this is my report. I'm a student, I'm preparing report on this. So what I will do, I will simply say case study lab 6 case study report. Is it okay? Is this point clear? So this is my main heading. Title of this, I can make it bold, I can make it big, you can decorate it. And then what is task number 1? Task 1. Okay, what is task 1? You can copy from here. Describe problem definition. So you can simply say problem definition. Is it okay? And then describe problem definition. You can cite, you can include references. Is it okay? Then similarly, task 2. What is task 2? Describe data set. Okay, describe your data set. Talk about data set. Is it okay? Then next, task 3, machine learning model. So you need to describe machine learning models you have implemented, 5 models. Is it okay? Then task number 4, evaluation, analysis, and observation or finding. Is it okay? Present your observation, analysis, and at the end, by default, reference section will come. 2 pages, just 2 pages, not more than that. Is it okay now? And prepare PDF and then submit. Okay, because sometimes students use different machine to prepare their report, and due to platform difference, I'm using Windows machine, the student have used some other machine, and I'm unable to see. So when you will prepare PDF, when you will submit PDF report, I will be able to see. That is the reason I generally ask a student to submit, and it is restricted. You cannot submit in any other format. If you will check this, you can see here PDF only, allowed file extension PDF. You will not be able to submit any other format. Is it okay? Any other question? Is everything clear? Okay, brilliant. So now you can start working on this week task, and that's it. And let me know if you are struggling at any point.